Dear students of academics and competitive exams of English, in this lecture 2 English version lecture students, in this segment of vocabulary based on idioms, we welcome you in our class. Students, this is M. Rahman and you are attending ORSC classes of English language. If you like students our lecture, please don't forget to subscribe our channel, and to continue your syllabus through our channel, please don't forget to like, comment and share ORSC classes of English language. Students, in lecture 1 we taught how to identify that the given group of words is idiom. You came to know the definition of idioms, what an idiom is and how we can use them in lecture 1. Now we are going to apply all the rules taught in lecture 1 in this lecture 2. And students, we have a series of idioms in this red colored segment. Students, first idiom is we have with us at the 11th hour. Now the first thing is that we came to know in the previous lecture how to identify how to learn an idiom. The idiom is at the 11th hour, and the meaning of this at the 11th hour means at the very last moment. A student, at the very last moment. Now how can we learn it? Let's understand. There are 12 hours in during the day. Okay, when somebody comes to you at the 11th hour, it means he came to you in the last moment, at the last moment. It means at the last moment. In this way, 11 will show you the last moment of the day. Students, second thing you will come to know what is it. It is the answer of when, and when is an adverb. Students, adverb of time is used in the beginning of the sentence, or you can use it in the end of the sentence. If you write in the beginning of the sentence, students, you mustn't forget to put comma. For example, at the 11th hour my father approached there. My father reached there. At the 11th hour, comma, my father reached there. Other than this, you can say, I was waiting for my friend and he reached there at the 11th hour. It means you can use it in the end of the sentence and in the beginning of the sentence, but when you write in the beginning of the sentence, don't forget to put comma. And students, in UP board examination, when you use it, whenever you use in your own sentence, you get it underlined with black color. And I told you how to use it. Student, I told you, suppose you are feeling difficulty to use this red color idiom in your own sentence, then you think in your mind, my father came at the last moment. Then in place of at the last moment, you write at the 11th hour. Finish. Now let's come to second, all and sundry. It means everybody, everyone, without distinction. Without distinction means without any partiality. Means rich, poor, all types of people there. All and sundry. Students, you can learn this through this trick. Sundry is just like Sunday. Sunday. Sunday is a holiday of the person of every rank. Maybe a peon, maybe a B grade officer, maybe a A grade officer. All and sundry means all and the person of Sunday. It means everyone without distinction. Students, in this way you will come to know that everyone without distinction means this is noun and with the quality of without any distinction. It will be used in place of subject or in place of object. Okay, you can see here and look at this who. Then you can say in his marriage he invited to all and sundry. You can use it because it's a noun. All and sundry all and sundry will be invited in his marriage. Now students, let's come to the third, a black sheep. A black sheep means a dishonest person. Now maybe it may feel very difficult to learn, Now you can understand how you can learn. Suppose you have white sheep with you, but there is black. Black shows dishonesty, black shows negativity. It means a dishonest person. You can see, first we learned the meaning. A black sheep, a dishonest person. A dishonest person means it is adjective plus noun, it is noun phrase you can say, and you can use it in place of subject and in place of object in a sentence. A black sheep can't be reliable. You can say every political party has a black sheep, every family has a black sheep. Now students, a blockhead means a dull and a very stupid person. And when a person becomes stupid, when somebody's head, somebody's brains, somebody's thoughts are blocked, when it is the thinking is blocked, it means he is not able to think anything. That is a stupid person. Now you can use it in place of subject and in place of object too. I don't like a blockhead. I can't teach a blockhead. A blockhead can't understand it. Students, I am giving you a few tips to face the examination. If you don't know, student, that the given noun phrase is which is in form of idiom, you don't know whether it will be used in singular and plural, you use can, should and shall, and in this way you will avoid a problem. Okay. Second thing, you prepare yourself. You prepare yourself by writing every phrase with your own example, and the example that you have already learned you should write in the examination. You should not try to write any new example, and you should not try to do any experiment in the examination. It may cause very bad marks to you. So let's come again. A blockhead, a dull and a stupid person, a bolt from the blue. It's not nut bolt or hardware. A bolt from the blue. Blue means sky. Bolt means the dazzling, the sound of the you can say thundering in the sky. A sudden and sad occurrence. You don't know when a thunder came down on your head, and it will cause a great harm from the below. And when something when there is some mishappening in your life, it never comes before informing after informing you. Okay, it comes all of a sudden. That's why it is called mishappening. Means a bolt means a dazzling thunder that falls from the sky, and it doesn't come after an information, so it comes suddenly. That's why a sudden and sad occurrence. And students, it's a noun, it's a bad you can say it's a bad occurrence. Suppose you can say first you understand what is the meaning. The meaning, a bolt from the blue, is a sad sudden occurrence, and it is a noun. And now let's use the news of his father's death was a bolt from the blue, because death can't be predicted, so it is a bolt from the blue. A bone of contention. Contention means dispute. Contention means quarrel. A bone means bone that is in human body or in any living being's body under the flesh. A bone, if you throw a bone among the dogs, they will start quarreling before eating. So a bone of contention, whenever a bone is there among the dogs, they will fight and bark. So a bone of contention means cause of dispute. Cause of dispute means it is a noun. Okay, it is in itself an adjective. A bone of contention, but this is a noun phrase, and it is in itself an idiom. You can use it in your sentence. Kashmir used to be a bone of contention 1 year ago. Okay, the property is a bone of contention in my family. A dark horse. Students, dark means no light there. Dark means ignorance, and horse means an animal. Suppose, students, a black horse is standing in the darkness, you can't observe it. In the same way, if you are poor and if you have qualities, nobody will try to believe you whatever you say. but when you do, people say that you are a dark horse. Means a person of hidden qualities, a person of hidden qualities. Some you can use it. First, you know what is it? It is noun. It is noun, and we can write it in place of who. Now students, a dark horse means a person whose qualities are hidden and nobody knows him properly. I saw a dark horse in my class. Means one student who used to do nothing proved to be a dark horse when he was selected in IAS. In this way, you can say the qualities of the person is not known in the first phase, but he proved to be an intelligent and successful person, can be defined as a dark horse. Dark horse means a person whose qualities are hidden. Some students are dark horse in the class. Means you can say my brother is a dark horse, as in the beginning he didn't reflect any quality, but he got successful in the end. A red letter day. Students, a red letter day means an auspicious day, a special day, a day of happiness. In this way, you can now the question is how we can learn it. Students, we can learn it. Suppose I have written all this, but I have written this in red color. It means is it something special? Means a special day, means a auspicious day. Then you can say, student, it is noun. It is noun. And students, this may be an adverb. This may be an adverb. How can we say this is an adverb? We hoist the flag on a red letter day. Now it is the answer of when. That's why we can say it's an adverb. We can use it as a noun too, and we can say 15th of August is a red letter day for us. Now students, let's take a square deal and a square meal. Square is used when we are doing something positive, when we are taking something good on good or based on honesty. Meal means food, meal means lunch, dinner, etc., and deal means business. If we are doing something with as a square deal, then means our business is based on morality, is based on honesty, means a fair bargain. Here a square meals a balanced diet, a full meal, a good food that is required to the body. Students, in this way you can learn that this is noun, and this ईमानदारी का व्यापार और सौदा, a fair bargain, is also a noun. Okay, now you can use it in place of subject and object too. Just like a square meal is very difficult to earn in this lockdown. A square deal means the business based on a square deal is the blessings of God. Means the person who does a square deal is a truly honest person. Means I believe in a square deal because I fear God. A square meal means everybody will become healthy after taking a square meal. Then students, I hope you have gone through this lecture very well and you got everything is spoken and taught by us. So students, to continue this segment vocabulary based on idioms, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel RSC Classes of English Language. And students, if you have some other phrases and idioms, so please you can write in your comment box. We will make you understand and will prepare a particular lecture and upload it for you. Thanks.